It will include pre-show. Happy closing night, everyone.
We got this.
Break every
Like 30
single night.
seconds. Yes.
Shall I?
Yeah.
It is kind of secret. And if you have a mask on, if you have a mask on.
Oh, excuse me, do you have... Oh. Your hair looks really great. You should keep it?
Spare visible. If you guys want to stand the shore.
Under
Remember to sound cell phones. She'll run about half an hour without internet.
Okay, yeah, we got
I am walking these city streets, wearing my grandmother's colorful clothes, remembering that I didn't grow up in a house of muted colors. The garden at the cloisters reminds me of this. The garden is a square, and when you look up, the clouds don't feel so far away. The yellow flowers laugh. It smells familiar. Today will be long, like the ocean is wide, I tell my best friend. To finally have a best friend at 21 years old. To giggle like dolphins when we talk about crushes and imagine double dates. We are so far uptown, further than we've ever been in the 200s. We decide to ride for a swipe all the way downtown. So far downtown that we cross the bridge under the water. The A train is blue blue like the ocean, blue like a long day. Today is long, like the ocean is wide, I tell best friend. And I walk these city streets wearing my grandmother's colorful clothes, walking back to Manhattan across the Brooklyn Bridge that I've only ever walked across with almost romances. Tonight, I am with best friend and have moved on to flirting with the moon. I have to stop and stare. I tell best friend I want to marry the moon because she's the prettiest woman I've ever seen. Best friend is laughing at me. There is water beneath us, water that moves. We are moving, and I am living in the city on behalf of all my ancestors who ever wanted to. Oh, there are loose almonds in my bag that spilled somewhere along the moving, and I am laughing and walking with the secret that I am an almond maraca. Grandma would say, I'm a maraca, mija. I wear her face for a second. I wear her clothes as I move. Back in Manhattan, our legs beg us to fold them crisscross applesauce on my fuzzy carpet floor. Best friend and I don't live together anymore, but we share my colorful apartment. It won't be mine forever anyway. There were people here before me, and there will be people here after me. Today has been long, like the ocean is wide, I tell best friend. Wide and full like a life well lived, she says. And we play truth or truth, revealing secrets the other could have guessed. We giggling dolphins must have been swimming together since forever. Best friend nods off in between truths, and soon I have to wake her and take her to the couch. But I leave her right there for a little while longer. For a moment, the moon and I are the only ones left awake. I hold on to this for a little while longer. Familia, let's hold on to this for a little while longer. My bisabuela passed shortly after, whacking the piñata for the 100th time. What came out was candy and me. My father wasn't floored. Instead, he said, I always thought you'd grow up to be one, a nun, or two, a lesbian. After the church service, Abuela taught me how to say shit and bitch and gave me her mom's angry fish. I held the bowl of fake ocean some distance from my lips on the verge of a hurricane and watched her swim circles to stay alive. Abuela took her thumb to smooth my furrowed Frida brow and whispered that her mom didn't want the special birthday letter if it was going to be signed by 45. The angry fish floats and looks me dead in the eyes. How can I decode this covenant of our body? I breathe and see my youngest cousin standing in the doorway with leftover cake on her face. These raised right daughters are raising each other to be mamas who march. My eyes fluttered open to see the shadow of a bird projected on your wall. And you and I were tangled in each other, like the twigs in cotton of her homemade nest. How lovely to have a home in a city where tenderness teeters at the top of the tree-like buildings, fated to fall at any moment and crack open for good, leaving broken eggshells in the street to be stepped on by strangers. But in those moments, sweet bird, we were wrapped up in feathers and could have flown when we were ready. Tail wags and fluttering nose sniffs, curious heartbeats in between, booty shakes across the street, and sometimes poops in the street, or on top of a subway grate. Always forgiven, never held against, when they're holding us up after a horrible day, pretzeled perfectly in the arms of the dad who didn't want them at first, co-composing a symphony of syncopated snores. We are their personal servants, rewarded with cartwheels over the kitchen counter every time we come back from being out in the yard for 5 minutes, or any place they are not. Supposed to be like the pantry, where when they get stuck, we soften to empathy. We forgive their stink, and we forgive their unfortunate interruptions, and we understand why they're afraid of fireworks and things that are scary. Things can be so scary. So we just hold them and rock them and kiss them and remind them that it'll all be okay because we've got them. We've got them. We hope that when it's time for them to go, they retire with a melting from the sun and not something tragic. But tomorrow, when we're chasing our sneaky Dorito thieves down the stairs and around the living room, we'll laugh and we'll end up just letting them have it, because they've already given us the gift of eternal permission to spill onto the floor into a mess of silliness. There's no better gift than that.
Hi, Kiji. What'd you get in there? Come on out. Come to Mama. Come on. You can do it. Did you get yourself some? Come on. You got it, Kiji. There you go. You got it. Yeah.
And I climbed 5 flights of stairs to get to your apartment. You didn't have a door yet. I think you said you were waiting for one that was already read. I remember with clarity my mom painted hers the brightest red she could find when she finally had her own. I was 4. It was open. I walked in. Your best friend kissed me on the forehead, and at first you weren't there, so I sat on your floor and hugged your furniture. You asked if I could find the final line of a song you were writing? Not about me. I checked all your cluttered cabinets. I guess I'm impatient, so I just gave you one of mine. We could feel the subway rumble beneath us all the way on floor 5. But at home on the other coast, there are earthquakes all the time, so I didn't even blink. Until I saw Just Kids fall from your nightstand. I fell to my knees because I knew that we prayed to the same God. If you're good enough, you get exactly what you want. I put on red lipstick today, not to make him fall in love, but because I knew I need my mother's strength. You always told me life is beautiful. You know what, babe? It is. And it's a beautiful day to deal with your shit. Yeah. You know what, babe? Life is beautiful. So you act in the moment because the moment is beautiful and I'm beautiful and everything is just so... Oh. Then you think about it. Oh. And you just don't want to hurt me like she hurt you. Oh. So you take too long in your binge spree of overthinking and anxiously avoiding the one really good thing in your life. It's like you use presence as a defense mechanism, points for creativity. You see, to be in the moment is easier than thinking about the moments before or the moments that'll be. And when you try to spend time to think about your future, you fantasize, tell yourself lies which you believe, so you tell me, but babe, don't offer me what you don't have to give. I know what I need, so I took some space, and you let me have space, so thank you for the space, but honestly, doing nothing is really easy, so I don't know. Even so, I've dealt with my shit, and I'm dealing still. And then I was ready to talk. So I reached out to you. Right away, you said yes. Whenever you want. So I try, and I try, but no time works, so I wait, and I wait the entire fucking week. You say you want to talk, and you say you want to communicate, but setting an intention is not the same thing as acting with intentionality. For someone who knows what it's like to be strung along, you sure had no problem putting me on hold. But you have no awareness of this, so you leave me in the dark until the very last minute and ask, will it still work? We both know it's not working. Something's not right. But why wouldn't it be right? Life is beautiful, and this friendship is beautiful, and everything is just so... Oh. Things have changed. Oh. I'm a reminder that you still need to heal if you ever want to be with someone like me. Oh. You're avoiding that. But, babe, you are clearly not ready for someone like me, even to be your friend. Someone who can give herself over to the beauty of the moment, but also knows it's not all there is to truly living. Someone who goes to therapy and feels her feelings so she can walk down the street and actually breathe. Someone who doesn't struggle to eat spicy dumplings because she's comfortable with her tolerance for heat. Yeah. You're clearly not ready for someone like me in any capacity, so I'm done waiting for you to see that. I'm done giving you my time in this beautiful life. I'm not gonna be a bead on your necklace of moments you string along. The circle, the cycle has to stop somewhere, so I've decided to let it snap. I can't operate from the place that you do, because I'm grounded in the soil of my intuition, while you look at an infant idea and call it Earth. So goodbye, and good luck trying to find your footing in the clouds. And babe, thanks for all the poems I wrote. Safe here, in this river of cheese, where green chili flows abundantly with your tatarabuela's love, enveloped in masa made by the gods, who have borrowed clouds from heaven and corn from golden fields, all swaddled snugly in hojas, just how your ancestors did. We gather around the table, around each other, to make tamales, sharing ingredients and stories, finding a gentle rhythm together as we do our jobs and pass our work along. Your bisabuela will share a joke she heard from the priest, and she won't get through it without at least once crinkling her face like a sweetened tomato left out in the sun too long, and laughing laughing with no sound. But we will fill the space for her because it is never empty. You will want to freeze this moment in time. Use these, the malice, to build a moat of cheese and green chili around us, this history, so your egos never have to breathe any air other than love. The recipe will always be in blue ink, and your abuela's handwriting, my mother's handwriting, on coffee-stained paper, while the pens of our lives scribble or trail off into the world that exists outside of this kitchen. But here, my children, we remember, we honor, we eat. Instead of pajamas, I wear a blossoming poem. Breathing words on my body. Breathing in the way she sings happy birthday like a tender conversation. Rainbows away. I'm praying to one day know what lives in the center of the moon. The beginning is walking past my neighbor, walking her dog, and feeling everything get all soft. I like that solitude is blue, but sometimes I want to be smeared into a sunset. The dried roses an old friend gave me whisper tales from a temporary life I was too preoccupied to see from their eyes. So now I listen. Waking up in the middle of the night and not being scared anymore because there's nobody left to hide from. Cuddling with memories of the future and the belief in happy endings. I'll be 22 today, and I get this little feeling that 40 will be my year. I'm trying my best not to live my life waiting. There's a family photo taped to my window. Only visible when I push away the curtains. The moon leaves the frame, but always comes back in a slightly different shape. I hope she thinks of birthday cake